Hi ladies, welcome to my week 38 pregnancy vlog. So this past week I veggie did my belly cast. I'm not 100% happy with how it turned out, but I'm hoping I can sort of fix it up a little bit. Like it's just got some weak spots and we did it with me sitting down and I ended up not wearing a bra. So I don't know, I think the position I was sitting in and the way he applied the plaster I don't really like how the boobs turned out, so I'm not sure if I'm going to cut them off or if I'm going to try to fix them or what. I don't know. Because, I mean, obviously it's going to look different once I've decorated it and stuff. And no, I don't know how I'm going to decorate it, and it will not be getting decorated anytime soon. It'll be, a long way off down the track. Not until, after she's born and everything's settled, so not for months. But anyway, if you want to give me some suggestions on how I could decorate it, that would be awesome. I've been thinking about painting it in her nursery themed colour things, or even decorating it with fabric, sort of like dressing it up like it's like wearing a top sort of thing, if you get what I mean. But yeah, I'm not real sure yet, and I'm not doing it anytime soon, so it's not high on my list of priorities. The other night I had like some cramping and I was feeling sick. I've been feeling sick sort of on and off a bit, but not lately. But I am having cramping. I get it a few times a day. Actually, this morning I had the worst cramping I have had ever. Like, it's still no worse than period pain cramping, but today it was the worst that it's been. I'm actually 38 weeks and 2 days today, so this vlog is a little bit late. As far as the yoga ball goes and bouncing on that, I actually haven't been doing it. I've been really slack. I just keep forgetting, so I don't know. I need to get back into that. I bought the baby Bjorn carrier, and that came in the mail earlier in the week, so that is awesome. That's one more thing. I think that was pretty much the last thing we needed to get, so that is awesome. I've had a little bit of lower back pain and with cramping, but it's nothing regular or anything like that. It's just, I don't know, just my body just having aches and pains because I'm carrying a lot more weight than I'm used to and all that. I'm sort of I guess because I'm just so close to the end, I'm so anxious to see or feel something that lets me know, my body is actually like getting close to labor. Like every time I go to the toilet, I'm hoping to see my mucus plug or just even a bit of it, like even just like the smallest bit would give me some hope that things are going well down there. And I'm always like, whenever I sneeze or cough or whatever, anything like that, or when I, sort of heave myself out of bed, I'm like anticipating feeling a pop as like my waters break, but so far there is just nothing. there is nothing, I mean, apart from the cramping, there's really just, an increased, I'm having like a lot of, well, not a lot, but increased, milky CM. That's really the only two things sort of related to imminent labour that I'm having. And for those of you who are on my Facebook will know I'm like super sort of frustrated and discouraged and a little bit worried about not having more symptoms and signs of labour, or my body just getting ready, like in dilating and stuff. Like, I mean, with dilation comes the loss of the plug, because obviously you're widening, and so the plug isn't like firmly in there anymore, so it starts coming away. I'm just not having any of that, and then I'm seeing all these other YouTube ladies who are, within about a week or so of me, like, 39 weeks, so like a week ahead, who are, losing their plug and having contractions, and I'm just like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a bit jealous. And for all of you who are gonna say, oh, you're only 38 weeks, you've still got 2 weeks to your due date. Yeah, I know, I'm very well aware of when my due date is. The thing is, I could not care less if I went to, 42 weeks. I mean, my hospital won't let me, they'll only let me go to 41 weeks, 3 days, but I don't care how long I'm pregnant for, as long as I get to have a VBAC. That is the only reason why I'm so anxious to go into labour. It's because I want to avoid a C-section at all costs, and the longer I'm pregnant, the closer I am to having a C-section, because if I get to term plus 10, then, they're basically, all they'll do is break my borders, and that's even if I'm dilated enough for them to get in there and break the sac thing. So that's the only reason I'm bitching and complaining and whinging and having a sook about not having more symptoms of, of everything progressing down there. That's the only reason. I don't, I'm a bit uncomfortable, but, I'm not so uncomfortable that I just want it over with. That's not my point. I don't want it over with. I'm ready to meet her. I just don't want a C-section. And, whatever, I'm saying the same thing over and over. I don't want a C-section. That is why I'm anxious to go into labour. It's not because I want the pregnancy over. That is why. I just don't want to have a C-section. So just don't even bother with the comments about, we've still got 2 weeks, because that doesn't help me. I mean, I know how long I've got. Anyway. I had the maternity photo shoot. When was that? On Tuesday, I believe. Yeah, I think so, on Tuesday. The lady that did the photos was awesome. I really liked her, and she took a whole bunch of photos. She did everything that I wanted. I took my laptop with me, and I showed all the photos I found on the internet of poses and stuff that I wanted, and she was more than happy to do all of them. I think we were there for maybe about an hour or so. Let me think. About an hour and a half, maybe. So the photos are just of me and some with Caden. Caden really wasn't in the mood. He was not cooperative at all really, but we did get a few photos of him, and if you're on my Facebook you'll have already seen a few of them. I'm just waiting for her to email me through the proof sheets so I can go through and choose which 20 I want, and then she'll put them on a CD and send them to me. But from what I've already seen, I think she posted about 5 of them on her page, and they look great, so I really can't wait to see the rest and to choose mine and finally get them and everything. And she's also going to be doing the newborn photos, so I'm hoping to do them ideally within the first week, but we'll see how I go. Definitely within her first 2 weeks of being born. So as far as symptoms go, there's really not a whole lot of change from last week. I'm still having cramping, but it's not really worsening. I mean, this morning it was more painful than it has been, but like I'm not getting any more cramping than I have in my 37 weeks, and I even think maybe the Braxton Hicks are dying off. That's another thing that's really discouraging. I really wish, oh, that's right, yeah. I had a midwife appointment on, I'm getting my days mixed up. On Thursday it must have been. We just spoke about natural ways to induce labour, like having sex, nipple stimulation, walking, and acupuncture. And my fundal height was 38, so that's 2 centimetres higher than it was at last check. And the reason for that is because she's moved up a bit. So that's another thing that pisses me off. And I know with second babies they move up and down and it's completely normal, and they generally don't really engage until you're actually in labour, but it still just gives me this sinking feeling. Like, really, only women who've had C-sections before will be able to relate to how I feel about having a VBAC. I just, hearing that she's moved up a bit instead of coming down, and that, I'm not really having any signs that things are changing. It's really bumming me out. But anyway, I did ask if she would check me for dilation, and she said there was really no point because the baby's moved up a bit, and I don't think she really thought that there would be any change. So yay. I mean, even if I was just 1 centimetre dilated, at least that's something to go on, something to give me hope that I'm going to go into labour on my own. I don't know. But anyway, she did say at my next appointment, I think it was at my next appointment, so when I'm 39 weeks, that she will get up in there and give it a good stretch and a membrane sweep. So if I haven't got into labour by then, which I really don't think I will have, she's going to do that, and hopefully that will kickstart things along. But who knows, I mean, it doesn't work for everyone. She also said that my GBS swab test thing came back clear. I don't have it, which is awesome. I've been having like these weird pains in my inner upper thigh area, like in my legs, but like up in my groin area. I don't know, it's hard to describe them, but they were like they took the wind out of me, and I like stopped and bent down. Like not contractions or anything. It was more like sort of either, I would say, from her head pressing down on nerves, or just from everything down there loosening. So yeah, it's just so loose that it's hurting, sort of thing. Oh, when I was standing in front of Wendy's, I was getting a chocolate milkshake. I could have sworn I felt like splashback on my feet, like when there's running water and when it hits the ground and then you get like a little spray that comes and whatever. I swear I felt that, and I just like all of a sudden just like looked down in complete horror. I thought my waters had broken right in the middle of the shopping centre, but there was no water there, so it's probably just my mind playing tricks on me and wanting to feel something that hadn't actually happened. I started taking raspberry leaf tea tablets, which Ashley sent me. Thank you, love. So with them you take 3 tablets 4 to 5 times a day. So I'm going to take them and the tea, and hopefully taking all of that is just going to do wonders for my cervix, and I have a lovely quick labour. But we shall see. That is about it, I would say. I haven't bought anything, so I'll just do a belly shot and then I'll be done. Oh, my weight is 74.7 kilos and my bump measurement is 106 centimeters.